Warner Brothers, you get your flowers today, because this is how you 4K. We're going to talk Constantine. Hey guys, welcome to Last Movie Standing. I told you this week was a lot of big boxes, and this is probably the biggest box I got all week. Just got this in today. Take the J card off. We got the Constantine Special Edition 4K Steelbook box set from the UK. I left this on here because I wanted to show you. It does come with this little rating sticker that all of us hate, but it's a sticker. Just peel it off. So nice. Oop, left a little mark. Or left a little indentation or whatever. This is nice, guys. This is so nice. It feels so good. Only problem, I don't know if you can see it. This thing absorbs fingerprints like nothing else I've ever seen. It is, God, it feels nice. The back is the famous, you know, with the tattoo. Oh, it's so good with the hints of red. Everything. This thing is chunky, bro. This is nice. Now, here we get to the steelbook. I really love this art. I don't know if you can see it, but it's embossed right here. Is it embossed or debossed? Debossing. So it goes in a little bit, which is really nice. But there is one thing it does to the inside of steelbooks, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, but it's better than that original black stuff that we got, you know, the original. But it embosses the inside to, or debosses the inside. So it kind of looks like a little weird on the inside art. It kind of ruins the inside art, but looks great on the outside. So this does come, the UK one does come with the Blu-ray, the original Blu-ray from back in the day. I checked it. It's the exact same Blu-ray as this. Same menu, same special features, same, you put it in, you don't get a menu, it just starts automatically. Same disc as this. And we get the 4K. The Blu-ray is region free. I double checked. Blu-ray is region free. And this 4K does come with all the original special features of this. Except for, I think, one. I didn't see it on here, but the only thing I noticed missing was a music video. But it is on the Blu-ray, so you do still get it on the Blu-ray. I don't know if the American set comes with the Blu-ray too, but if you get this edition, it comes with it. Now, this thing is chunky for a reason. You can fit 2 steelbooks in here, essentially. But it comes with, dude, they even put package on this outside stuff. It comes with a bunch of art cards and everything, but what really surprised me, and I didn't even see this in marketing, it doesn't say it on the back, it comes with 2 posters. Not 2 of the same posters, 2 different posters, which really took me by surprise. So this is the one that they're advertising. Ooh. We got Constantine, which is very similar artwork and everything, just it kind of looks the same. I'm gonna assume this might be like a UK thing, but the print quality on this one, really good. Like I can read everything perfectly fine. Next one, not printed as well, like text-wise, but we get the original US. We get the poster. We get this poster. Now this one, you can tell it's a little bit, it looks a little bit more soft focus. Like the print quality isn't all the way there, but it's nice. I just don't like when they fold black posters, like all black, because the seams are highlighted even more in this. But small nitpick. This is my favorite. Now, we get a crap ton of art cards. And what I love is we get behind the scenes art cards. This is dope. But I'm not going to show every one, but you get a bunch of behind the scenes ones. You get just a bunch of normal stills from the movie. And then you get this like art, which is kind of cool with this on the back. So Packaging and all that, A plus. A plus. Absolutely. All the way. And I gotta say, this is definitely the biggest box I've had in a while. It's bigger than the Deep Blue Sea box. Probably just by a few centimeters, but or like a centimeter or two, but it's definitely chunkier. Super nice. But I bet you want to know how the movie looks. So let's get into that. So for this comparison, I'm going to be doing the brand new 4K versus the older Blu-ray, which is the same Blu-ray in here. But what's crazy is I just upgraded this last year, probably around Halloween time. I just upgraded this because I've had the DVD, but I've had this for so long. I got the full screen edition. So long I have had it. So I'm going to do, in this video, I'm just going to do Blu-ray and 4K. I may throw some DVD in there somewhere, but because the DVD's full screen. But dude, this was giving me so much trouble in the computer having all three. For some reason, my computer just kept freezing having all three of them, like how I did Deep Blue Sea and everything, and how I do a lot of them if I have the DVD. But the DVD and the Blu-ray almost look exactly the same. And I'll kind of put clips here and there of the DVD, but they look just the same. It's just, this was an upgrade for me because I had the full screen. So getting this is a massive upgrade to me. This is how you do 4K, in my opinion. The colors look so good. So good, you guys. It's unbelievable. Now, I have grown up with this movie. I saw this in theaters. When did this come out? 05 or 07? I think 05. Yeah, so 05, I was graduating high school that year. And I grew up Catholic, so this movie, I've always been really into like angels and demons and like all those kind of things, like really hit a spot for me. Constantine, Legion, the Devil's Advocate, like things like that. I gravitate to because I love theology and I love the fantasy of all that, the heaven and hell. So I'm a huge fan of this movie. And after seeing this transfer, this might be my favorite transfer of the year so far. But let's see how it looks. First off, let me just state, I do not think this Blu-ray looks bad at all. I don't. I think the Blu-ray looks great. Not everybody wants to upgrade to 4K. The only sad part is this is 4K only, and they didn't do like a 4K restoration and put it on the Blu-ray as well. Like some boutiques do that. Kino usually does that. Shout and Scream usually do that. They put the newer restoration on the other format. Warner Bros. Studios don't really do that. It's one or the other. I think this 4K looks so good. I think the colors just pop. I think the saturation levels stand out a little bit more than the Blu-ray. They talk about, even in the special features, there is a special feature real fast that I'll dig into. I might sidetrack a little bit here, but the special features they did for this had Keanu and Francis Lawrence, the director. It's like brand new, talking about it 20 years later. It's a really cool behind the scenes, only 15 minutes long, short and sweet. They brought Keanu back, the director. They brought, I don't know the actor's name, but one of the other actors in the movie, along with two other people. And I didn't know this at the time. This was Francis Lawrence's first feature. He's a music video director.
It was Francis Lawrence's first movie.
The fact that it was his first feature was a benefit for the film.
It took me 9 months to get the job. I had done primarily music videos.
For this being a first feature, I didn't know that at the time. And all the time I watched it, I didn't know this was like his first time doing it. But they also talk about in the special features the saturation of how this movie is supposed to look.
There's a neo-noir feel, despite the color palette. It's a saturated noir, if there is such a thing.
You'll notice in the film, the blacks are super saturated, so that gives a heavy bottom note to everything.
And the Blu-ray saturated. It looks good. But I think what the 4K did, they don't really say, like studios don't really say what they did on it. So I don't know if this is like a brand new scan. I don't know if this is from the original camera negative. I don't really know that info because it doesn't really say on here. And I couldn't really find any information on it. But dude, it looks good. I think this is the best, like, skin tone wise. Like, it looks better to me. Like, I can see a difference. And there are some points that stand out more than the others in some places. And then there are some scenes that just, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. They look so similar because the Blu-ray is not a bad Blu-ray. But I think this 4K is the way to go. If you are a fan of this movie, I think the 4K completely outshines the Blu-ray. It's just, it looks way more natural. It's brighter. It pops more. Like, the oranges in this really, really pop. The oranges just, anytime you see, like, they're fighting the demons, like, you can see a color difference and everything. Now, yeah, the 4K is obviously going to be sharper, but I think the rest, whatever they did to it, just brings this new color to it that is refreshing to see. It looks so good. You're going to hear me say that throughout the whole video. It looks so good. I love this 4K. Like, there's the scene when he goes down into the nightclub and you have this just primary colors. It's just red everywhere. The 4K is brighter too, but there are certain things where you see more in it. Like, there's a guy that walks out of the door, the meeting with Midnight, Diamond Hunsu. And in the Blu-ray, it's a little bit darker on his face, where in the 4K, it's like, it's blue. You can see the scars on his face. You can see he's more of a demon and everything. It looks good. And there's a little bit more of like a green cast on the Blu-ray, where the 4K, you don't see that. Now, that's a preference thing. Some people, I see some things that I'm like, I actually like the colors of this better, because sometimes 4Ks will bring a more natural tone to something that you're used to seeing more stylized. This movie is stylized in color and lighting and everything, and it just enhances it even more. It's just, I don't know. The one thing that pops the most to me, and I'm going to keep saying this, is the skin tones. The skin tones just look perfect. As somebody who color grades for a living and edits and is used to looking at skin tones, fixing skin tones, I think these skin tones are perfect. I really do. And you never really notice how, like, flat, or I don't know the proper grammar for that, of how they look on the Blu-ray. It just looks like washed out a little bit. Not washed out, but a little bit drained in color, where the 4K just, it pops. Like, you can see it with Gabriel. In anything with, like I said, orange. Like, we always talk on this channel about how fire really pops on 4K. Yeah, this continues to pop. But even not just fire, with light and everything. Even when he goes to heaven at the end, it's like this, he's basked in sun. It's not just white, it's sunlight hitting him. It just, I don't know. I think they completely knocked it out of the park with this 4K. As much crap as I gave them for releasing the initial Steelbook with just that flat, ugly black, the design, I give them major props on making up for it with this design, with this box, with this Steelbook, and with this transfer. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the transfer. It's all about the movie. I hate when my TV goes off like that. It's Sony players. Ugh. Anyway, I don't have my remote near me to to fix it. Now, the one thing I will say real fast is this disc is a 100 gigabyte disc. And it's got both HDR and Dolby Vision. And I will say the Dolby Vision definitely outshines the HDR in this. To me, I found the HDR, as much as I'm talking about how much saturation and everything is, I feel like the HDR enhances it maybe a little too much, where with Dolby Vision brings it down a little bit, but more to like a happy medium. It's a personal preference. I don't like Dolby Vision on every 4K, but I really liked it on this one. And you don't get it on streaming, I don't think. I don't think there's a streaming option for Dolby Vision. You can watch this on 4K on streaming, and I'm sure it'll look great. I'm sure it'll look the same, but having it on the disc with that Dolby looks good. And there's Dolby Atmos. I'm not an audio guy, but I did notice it had like Dolby Vision and Atmos on the thing. So I don't have a proper audio setup, so it didn't really impact me, but I know a lot of people. I know people who buy movies just for their audio upgrade. So it does have a Dolby Atmos track. All the original special features are carried over. I think I said that earlier. All but one. Both commentary tracks from the original release are on this with the director and somebody else. It's like 2 different ones. But I'm so happy with this. Like, this looks good. This to me is like, oh, okay. That's a difference. Sometimes I'm like, I like these. I'm hooked on this 4K. This transfer is so good. To me, that's my opinion. If I like something, I'm kind of going to gush a little bit more about it. And not just that, it's one of my favorite movies from the 2000s. Absolutely have always loved this movie, and I had to get the big box for this one. I don't get the big boxes for everyone, but I'm really starting to fall in love with these UK editions. Like, I didn't get the Nightmare on Elm Street one. That was my first one. I was like, the artwork wasn't finalized and it was selling really fast. And part of me regrets it after getting this, really. But I got the Twister one. And the Twister box set, it's amazing. This box set's amazing. And I did pre-order the Lethal Weapon UK box set. One reason I like ordering stuff from UK as well, a lot of stuff in America is not getting double disc, meaning we're only getting the 4K in a digital code. We're not getting the 4K and the Blu-ray. Now, this does not come with the digital code. For me, totally fine. I don't really watch things on digital. I use them and they go to waste. I don't really do anything with them. But I like having a backup. Always. Redundancy, I'm big on that. So I've been ordering a lot more stuff from UK, Germany, stuff like that, just because they do come with both discs. I'm just one of those collectors. You may not be, but 4K discs, sadly, are not as durable, like scratch resistant, as Blu-rays. So that's why I'm saying I wish they would have put the 4K transfer on the Blu-ray. I think that would have been the only thing that would have made this edition perfect. It would have made it perfect. If I'm going to dock points for anything, it's just that. Because I feel like people who aren't into 4K should still get to experience this new transfer on the format they love. Because most people still love Blu-ray. That's my only little nitpick about it. But overall, I love it. I love it. I'm so happy to revisit this film again. I'm so happy to see it getting the love I feel has always deserved. But at the same time, I'm starting to realize a lot of people haven't seen this movie. I talked to a lot of YouTubers, a lot of friends on Instagram and stuff that have, one, never seen the movie, or two, didn't like it when it first came out and are willing to at least give it another try. Even if they don't like it, I know people who are willing to revisit it, which that helps sometimes. I've watched movies that I hated 20 years ago that I rewatched out. I'm like, it's not that bad. So if you are not a fan of Constantine, I would say give it a try. Like, revisit it again 20 years later or whenever. Or if you're just not a fan, it's not for you. I'm a massive fan. So I had to get the big box. And it was totally worth it. Totally worth it. Absolutely love this edition, and I love that the special features, the new special feature that they added, the 20 years later, revisiting it, showing behind the scenes, talking about what it was like making the movie and how much fun they had. Honestly, it felt more refreshing after watching that crap from the Deep Blue Sea special features. It was great to see. Like I said, I love studio special features. I just wish they did more of it. I think the only reason they did it, excuse me, was to promote the new movie. I really think that's the only reason they did that for this. And they didn't get Rachel Weisz back, probably because she's in London and they were in LA with this. But yeah, it's so good. Congrats, Warner Brothers. You killed it.